A major city airport, where a man named David stood near an airplane, holding his suitcase. Dressed in an expensive suit, he was preparing for a long journey. By his side, as always, was his loyal German shepherd, Rex. However, this time, David had decided not to take him along. David picked up a bright red ball and threw it far away. Understanding his master's command, Rex eagerly ran to fetch it. In that brief moment, David quickly walked toward the plane. Just before entering, he turned back for one last glance. Rex sensed something was wrong and turned to look at David, but by then, the plane door had already closed. Heartbroken, Rex chased after the plane, but as it sped down the runway and soared into the sky, he could only watch helplessly. Still filled with hope, Rex sat near the runway, waiting for his master's return. Every time a plane landed, he would run toward it, hoping to see David step out. When passengers disembarked, Rex would sit nearby, watching intently, believing that maybe this time, his master would return. But each time, he was left disappointed, and with a heavy heart, he would walk back to his waiting spot, still holding on to hope. Days turned into weeks as Rex repeated this routine, running to every arriving plane, watching every passenger, and then returning to his place, waiting for a miracle. But David never came back. One day, a new plane landed. Ryan, the 10-year-old son of the pilot, was peering out of the airplane window when he noticed a lonely dog sitting near the runway. Something about the sight touched his heart. As soon as Ryan stepped off the plane, he saw the airport police arrive. They caught Rex and locked him inside a passenger bus. Ryan felt terrible. He knew he had to do something. He sneaked near the bus, climbed through a small window, and unlocked the door. Rex hesitated for a moment but then sprinted away, returning to the same spot where he had been waiting for days. Ryan kept coming back to the airport to see Rex. He tried bringing him food and water, but Rex refused to eat. Days turned into weeks, and Rex became weaker and weaker. His eyes lost their shine, and his body no longer held the same energy. He just sat near the runway, watching every plane, as if waiting for a miracle. Ryan grew extremely worried. He spoke to some airport staff, and together they called a veterinarian. After examining Rex, the doctor sighed and said, "This dog is suffering from severe depression. If he doesn't receive proper care, his condition will only worsen." Ryan felt his heart ache. He gently placed a hand on Rex's head and whispered, "You're not alone, Rex. I'm here with you." Over time, Rex began to realize that Ryan truly cared for him. Every day, Ryan would visit him, sit beside him, and patiently offer him food. Slowly, Rex started eating again, and his health improved. As the days passed, a deep friendship grew between them. Now, Rex was no longer just watching planes. He was waiting for Ryan. He wagged his tail excitedly whenever he saw the boy approaching. The two of them would play together, and Ryan would throw a ball for Rex, who would happily chase after it. The once lonely dog had found a new source of happiness. Many airport staff members also noticed the change. Ryan had given Rex a new reason to live. Then, one day, Ryan's father received an unexpected phone call. It was David. "I'm coming back to take my dog," David said firmly. Ryan's heart sank. Would he have to say goodbye to his best friend? The next day, Ryan and some of the airport staff stood with Rex near the runway. As soon as David stepped off the plane, Rex barked loudly, pulling at his leash as if eager to reunite with his former master. With trembling hands, Ryan let go of the leash. Rex ran straight to David and licked his hands affectionately. David smiled and grabbed hold of the leash, ready to take Rex back. However, as David turned to leave, Rex kept looking back at Ryan. Tears welled up in Ryan's eyes. He clung to his father, unable to hold back his sobs. David watched them both for a long moment. He looked at Rex, then at Ryan, and suddenly, he understood everything. His loyal friend had already found a new home, a new family that truly loved him. With a soft smile, David loosened his grip and let go of the leash. "This is your real home now, buddy," he said gently. The moment Rex was free, he sprinted back to Ryan and jumped into his arms. Ryan hugged him tightly, tears of joy streaming down his face, while Rex lovingly licked his cheeks. As David boarded his plane and it took off, Rex did not chase it this time. He had finally found where he truly belonged.